Pluto, the mysterious dark lord who brings up all your shadows, forces you to look at it head on, face your fears, and transmute it into personal power. If Pluto is big in your chart and you feel a close connection to Pluto and everything it represents, then you need to pay attention to its position in your chart. Pluto in the natal chart represents the generational vibration that you have come into this life with. Pluto works with the unconscious. Okay, we're not aware of this. Sometimes we can read about it and our soul will resonate with some of the things and we'll be like, for some reason this feels familiar. I don't know why, I don't understand it, but something resonates here. And it's because Pluto deals with the unconscious, with things from past lives that we usually don't remember. Where we left off in the previous life is where we pick up here with Pluto. And more significant than which sign Pluto is in is the house placement and aspects to other planets and points. This is what's really going to tell you what Pluto is trying to unveil to you. So a lot of what I'm going to be talking about here is from this book, Pluto, The Evolutionary Journey of the Soul by Jeffrey Wolf Green. It's an amazing book. I highly recommend. If you have Pluto conjunct the Midheaven or in the 10th house, this is an indication that you were extremely powerful in a past life. You held major authority in society. People looked up to you as an authority figure. Now, there may have been some abuse of power, and a lot of these 10th house Pluto individuals have a lot of guilt, and they can't seem to pinpoint why they feel this guilt. These 10th house Pluto individuals will more likely than most end up in a family where one or both the parents are extremely strict and controlling. And it kind of bogs you down for the majority of your childhood. You feel like you have no control. This is part of your lessons here that Pluto is here to continue to teach you. And what is the goal of Pluto? Evolutionary growth. You are learning to let go of control yourself, to learn the dark and deep lessons of Pluto. By abusing or manipulating power in the past life, you are now here to experience the opposite. You not being in control of your life. You dealing with power dynamics with another individual. And part of this lesson of having a strict parent, having limited control over your own life, is to develop self-determination and self-discipline. You got to find a way to put yourself in a place in society that is going to have authority. How do you find that? How do you find authority within yourself? That's one of the major lessons of Pluto in the 10th house. You have to dig deep within yourself and find what is it that you know best, that you know better than anybody. That's the authority, and that's the power, the inner power that you are here to dig for and come out on top with. And since Pluto is in the 10th house, and since you came to power in your last life through career and social recognition, you're gonna feel inclined to do the same this life. The same way those unconscious guilt patterns make their way into your life now and you can't pinpoint why, it's the same thing with your career and social recognition. You don't know why you feel so inclined to make a name for yourself, be seen as a figure of authority. It's like this deep desire that you have that you don't really understand. And it's the same thing. It's because you did this in your past life. But here is the key. Pluto in your chart is pointing to past life desires and lessons. Okay? But in this life, what you need to be focusing on is the opposite of Pluto. And the opposite of Pluto in this circumstance is the 4th house. So Pluto in the 10th house indicates that your current evolutionary intent for this lifetime is to develop internal security and a sense of personal fulfillment that is not linked to career, superficial success, or social position. And this is going to be super hard for you because this is a desire that's linked from your past life. So it's really hard to let go of that desire, this unconscious desire. But this is the key. This is the key to finding that inner power. And it's about letting go of the need to have this big career, to have authority over others, to be looked at as, wow, the great. You gotta let go of that little by little, and you gotta put your focus, instead on career, put it on your home, family life, your emotional well-being, your sense of safety in your own body. Do you feel safe in your body? Or do you neglect your feelings? Do you numb out frequently to avoid feeling your body and your feelings? You need to be able to feel safe in your body and be okay with your emotions in order to find that inner power that will grant you a successful career. It's not the other way around that we think it is, that we have to find a career first to get that inner power. It's the opposite. And another interesting fact of Pluto in the 10th house, you most likely switch genders this lifetime. So if you're a female now, you were a male in the last life. If you're a male now, you were a female in the last life. And you may notice you have more of the opposite gender's qualities. So if you're a female, you may notice or have been told you have a lot of masculine qualities. You're not the typical feminine female. And if you're a male, you may find that you have a lot of feminine qualities. You're really in touch with your feminine side. You're not that man's man. And that's okay, because that's exactly what you're supposed to be learning here, how to balance the two. So the key is to focus on the opposite house of Pluto. Focus on that, and the career will come. The success will come. But you have to let go of it first. You have to let go of the control over that area, and it will then show up for you.